Hi, I'm Pat Iyer, and I have with me Laura Conklin, who is one of the speakers at our LNC virtual conference taking place October 23, 24, and 25. I am so pleased that Laura will be joining our panel of speakers, talking about some of her experiences as an expert witness reviewing cases for her state's Board of Nursing. Laura, welcome to this topic and welcome to this video. Tell our listener how you will be sharing information and what information you'll be sharing at the conference.
Well, thank you, Pat, for having me, because this is really an exciting opportunity for me to share my passion, which is nursing. In every state, there is a Board of Nursing, and every state has their disciplinary subcommittees of the Board of Nursing that hear all the allegations and complaints made about nurses to the board for any number of reasons. And I've reviewed in the state of Michigan over 400 cases of such complaints and allegations to see if they were substantiated or not. Michigan does not have a Nurse Practice Act. Some states do, some states don't. So complaints are handled very differently, but they are all investigated, and based on those investigations, the nurses are sanctioned from their practice. The basics are the basics. You follow what you learned in nursing school, what you learned along the way over many years, you add to your experience. These cases that I will be talking about are all about the deviations from that practice. As a legal nurse consultant, normally when you work with medical malpractice cases, there is damage to the patient. Something went wrong, the patient was harmed in some way. In licensing issues, that's not a necessary component. Almost counts. If you have a nurse that's made multiple medication calculation errors, that still will count against her license, even though luckily a patient may not have been harmed. But there are a lot of issues that bring nurses to the Board of Nursing for disciplinary action. It's, again, the deviation from the basics. Things of failure to assess a patient in a timely manner, and then do something about it. Often you will see nurses write, "We'll continue to monitor," in their documentation. What are you monitoring? What are you monitoring for? Put that in there. That's important to find out. When you look at the vital signs that are documented, it's in the details. When you look at somebody that's having rapid respirations, that's having a rapid heartbeat, you got to stop and think, why is this happening? Is it the meds? Is the patient weak? Look at the labs. If the hemoglobin is low, this is what's going to happen. The heart has to pump faster. You have to breathe faster to get the oxygen in. These are some of those little fine details that sometimes get missed. So as a legal nurse consultant, you're looking at all those details. What was on that x-ray? How does that impact nursing care? At what point does that nurse have to notify a physician before it's too late?
And I know, Laura, from working on your book, Shocking Tales of Nursing, 50-year career as a nurse, that you have heard stories that have shocked you, and I suspect that you're going to be sharing some shocking stories with us in this conference. Is that true?
Oh, definitely. The follow-up to that shocking stories of nursing, my memoirs, is the more shocking stories of nursing. What were they thinking? And this is basically what this is about. When you look at these cases, you've got to scratch your head and say, hey, why did you do something like this? It's just flat out stupid. So, but nurses make mistakes. They're human. Doctors make mistakes. When I taught nursing, I used to tell my students, you have two obligations. You have that element of being the patient's advocate and speak for the patient on the patient's behalf. And your second important lesson is to make sure the doctor doesn't kill your patient. So you have that body of knowledge and you have to use it. working with attorneys, sometimes you have to convince them that, hey, there is nothing wrong here. But the patient said this and the family said this. Yeah, but that's okay. That happens. So, you've got to really get into the details. And I'm going to cover in my presentation some of those details that were really missed and should never have been missed. So it's
And
not always what you do wrong. Sometimes it's what you didn't do and should have.
I hope you've gotten a taste of listening to Laura and understanding the wisdom and experience she's going to convey to you at the October 2020 virtual conference. The link to sign up for the conference is lnc.tips/October 2020 virtual. That link is appearing on the screen in front of you. Be sure to go to that link now and grab your seat. We have 3 full days of presentations by nurses, attorneys, doctors, and business people with lots of interactive activities, lots of fun, and lots of networking and learning. We'll see you there.